If you ever found yourself wondering, how do I know if it's time to let a friendship go? Then this video is for you. We're gonna get into it right now. Letting go of friendships is honestly one of the hardest things I think a person will ever have to do, especially when history and emotional bonds are involved. You might look at a person and just be like, man, we've just gone through so much together. We have so much history. You've been with me at my worst. You've seen me at my lows. But is this relationship hindering me from growing? Is this relationship in somehow, shape, or form possibly keeping me on a level of stagnation when elevation is my goal in life? So without further ado, here are some signs that may indicate that it's time to let go. Number one, consistent negativity. If a friend is constantly bringing negativity into your life, whether it be through criticism, drama, or just having a plain pessimistic outlook on life, that's gonna affect your mental well-being. This person never has anything positive to say. It's always looking at the downside of things. They always shoot down every idea that you might have or bring up. This person is just constantly negative in your life. Now, when it comes to criticism, I do want to put a disclaimer on this. There are different types of criticism, one being destructive criticism and one, as we all know of, constructive criticism. The sole intent of destructive criticism is to crush someone's spirit, to break them down, leave them shattered in pieces. However, on the flip side, the sole intent of constructive criticism is going to build someone's spirit up. It offers solutions rather than just stating problems or stating the obvious of things going wrong in someone's life. So what does this look like in a real life setting? Let's say you are the friend that has an issue with overeating. You're gaining weight, you know what everybody around you knows, it's a given. A person who has a destructive mindset when it comes to criticism is gonna say, girl, you look fat, you look terrible. All you do is eat. Like, do you not care about your health? However, a person with a constructive criticism mindset will say, hey sis, I've noticed you've been, gaining a little weight. I think you should just be mindful of the food that you're eating. And, they'll dress it up in a way that's a bit more appeasing to the palate. And now don't get me wrong, is there a time and place for everything? Yes. There are times where sometimes you do have to be flat out plain with people. However, you can still do so in a respectful way. A true friend is always going to be honest with you no matter what. They're always going to keep it 100. However, they're going to be mindful of the words that they use because you can truly crush someone's spirit and make them go down a deeper rabbit hole to where they're always consuming food because it's their comfort. Or you can say something positively and constructively to make them look at something in a different light. Instead of just stating the obvious, offer a solution that can help them reach a better alternative. It's what you say, how you say it, and then some. Proverbs 13:20 says, he that walketh with wise men shall be wise, but a companion of fools shall be destroyed. So be mindful of the people that you surround yourself with. The next sign is a lack of support. Friends should constantly be supporting people. If your friend isn't supporting any of your goals, any of your successions, or anything of the sort, then it might be time to let that person go. Because as my friend, I need you to believe in me. I need you to push me. I need you to encourage me, because there are times where I might want to consider a new endeavor or a new adventure or a new career. Something new might happen and I might want to take that, and I want to hear my so-called friend encouraging me along the way, like, yeah girl, you can do this. I decided to go back to school, or if I decided to take up a new position at my job and I'm finding myself a bit overwhelmed or just not confident in myself, I would expect my friend to support me, give me words of encouragement. Yes girl, you've got this, you've worked so hard for this. I need to hear that. If my friends aren't doing that, then I don't really think you're my friend. Now, would I expect my friends to support literally every single decision that I make? No. That's just not realistic. Because I'm the type of person, sometimes I can just be a bit impulsive and I need someone to bring me back down to earth at times. So understood, of course, everyone's not going to agree with you on every single thing. And that's where constructive criticism comes into play. Constructive criticism that will make sure that I have a plan in place and I'm not just going off of these impulses that I might have at times. Ecclesiastes 4:9-10 reads, two are better than one because they have a good reward for their labor. For if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow. But woe to him that is alone when he falleth, for he hath not another to help him up. So a true friend is going to offer support in times of need. There are going to come times in our life where we might be in certain trials or tribulations where we just need encouragement. We need some type of support. And if your friends around you aren't doing that, then maybe it's time to let them go. Next is one-sided efforts. Healthy friendships are supposed to be mutual, honey. So if I'm constantly being the one to call you or reach out to you, that's going to become draining over time, because clearly you don't have any interest in growing this relationship, or friendship rather. You have no interest in checking up on me, seeing how I'm doing. It's always me reaching out to you, me doing this, me doing that, me like that's so tiring. Proverbs 18:24 says, a man that hath friends must show himself friendly, and there's a friend that sticketh closer than a brother. My best friend and I actually had a talk about this a couple months ago, I think it was, and she had to call me out. She had to keep it really 100 with me. She was like, I don't really feel like you make much of an effort when it comes to our friendship. Didn't really say it like that, but that's what was implied essentially. And I really had to sit back and examine myself, because she wasn't wrong. I would consider myself to be what's called a low maintenance friend, in the sense that I can go days without talking to you and I'll be fine. The next time we talk, it's like, oh, hey, like nothing changed. Maybe it's because I'm an introvert. Maybe, I don't know. But when she spoke that to me, I instantly felt bad, because I do love her and I do care for her. And if I truly, do love her and care for her, then I'm going to take her feelings into consideration, because I want our friendship to grow. I want us to become friends for years and years to come. So as much as that hurt me, I had to just be real with myself and take accountability for not reaching out and doing as much as I should have as a friend. And from that point on, I've been a lot more intentional in reaching out, texting, calling, making sure her and the family are okay, because that's what a true friend does. Friendship should be mutual. It's important for both parties to show up and show out together. Always make the effort. Don't just wait for one person to do it. Next is disrespect. Friends should always respect you. They should respect your boundaries, your values, your individuality. A friend who belittles you, talks down to you, doesn't care about your values or your boundaries, they gotta go. If I tell you that I need to be home by a certain time because my husband doesn't want me out late at night, however, you're insisting, oh no, let's stay out later, let's do this, he'll be fine. Honey, you gotta go, because clearly you don't care about my values, you don't care about my marriage, you don't respect my marriage, therefore you don't respect me. Therefore, you need to go. If I'm telling you as a friend that I don't eat certain foods because it goes against what the Bible says, and you start to make fun of that, baby, you can go. If I tell you I'm gonna start dressing different, if I tell you I don't want to celebrate certain holidays anymore, if I tell you I want to live my life a different lifestyle that goes according to the Bible because I don't want to live this secular lifestyle anymore, and your friend wants to laugh at that, they can go. And honestly, this goes into my next point of outgrown values and interests. People grow and change, and sometimes their interests and values no longer align with the person who you're becoming. And if you notice that these lifestyles and values start to become vastly different, it might be time to separate. Because the scriptures say in Amos 3:3, can two walk together except they be agreed? How are we going to walk together in life and be head to head if we don't agree on vast things that are important in our life? If you're constantly going to just be bickering and disagreement all the time, at that point it's just important to move on for your mental health and theirs. Next is lack of trust. Trust is the foundation to any friendship, relationship, anything. It's something that takes years to acquire but can be lost in seconds. If your friend has done something that betrays your trust, whether they revealed something that was intimate to you that you didn't want anyone else to know, or you learned that they started gossiping about you, or just anything along the sort, it may be time to let that person go. Because if that person is moving in a way that makes you question their loyalty, that's kind of like a walking red flag. If I have to start asking myself, do I trust her with this piece of information? Do I want to tell this to her? Do I want to go to her with this place? If I ever have to think so much when it comes to making decisions with a certain individual, it might be time to let you go. Proverbs 11:13 says, a talebearer revealeth secrets, but he that is of a faithful spirit concealeth the matter. Trust is vital in any friendship, and a true friend is going to keep your confidence, not go around spreading rumors and gossip about you or your secrets. But if you come into me telling me something that is just plain evil, something that goes against the commandments, anything like that, I'm telling. I promise you I am. So if you don't want me to tell you, might as well just not tell me, honestly. And lastly, I would say feeling used. If the only time you hear from a person is when you need something, like maybe you need a favor or you need advice or just anything in general, then that might show that this person really doesn't value you outside of your usefulness to them. I'm not gonna lie too, this one kind of hit home for me because I'm the type of person, again, like I said earlier, I'm a very much low maintenance friend. I can go on not hearing from you for days and just be honestly okay. And I honestly had to make sure that the times that I was reaching out to my friends wasn't just to get some type of self gain, if that makes sense. And what that can look like in a not so everyday type of example, let's say me and my husband got into it, now I'm upset, we beefing, and I need someone to talk to. I'm looking at my friends list, at someone I haven't talked to since the last argument we had. Yeah, that's not really a good look. Oh, you're calling me again. Oh, you got into it with him again. Oh, you want my advice again. Oh, okay. No. And I won't lie, as someone who's still new to marriage, I found myself doing that in the early stages with some of my friendships. And I had to really check myself and be like, you know what? I don't want to be around people who just water me. I want to be able to water other people as well in their time of need. And with that comes a lot of intentionality. It comes with sometimes, as badly as I might want to speak, holding back so that I can ask you about your day, so that I can ask you, how's your mental health? How are you going in your marriage? Like, how is things for you, you know? Instead of just constantly venting out your issues to this person. Philippians 2:4 says, look not every man on his own things, but every man also on the things of others. So I really just had to shift the focus of not being so self-centered when it came to my issues and my problems in life, and start being more open to other people's as well. You know, we gotta carry each other's burdens sometimes. And letting go of friendships doesn't have to be this big old dramatic thing that's often portrayed on social media or anything of the sort. It's just two people coming to the realization that we have different values that no longer align in life anymore. And I wish you the best in all in the endeavors that you do pursue in life as I pursue my own. So all in all, focus on maintaining friendships that bring positivity, growth, support, and much more. Prove all things. Don't be hasty to credit someone just because they might have a good reputation or they might have things that you might want in life. Always prove. All right, train. Always be on the mindset that you are proving someone, getting to know them constantly. And just for fair game, the proving never stops. You're always getting to know someone. I'm married to my husband. We still proven in a sense. And all that means is that you're being more intentional in getting to know someone to make sure that what they say lines up with what they do. In any case, I hope that you found these tips to be helpful when it comes to navigating certain friendships in your life. And honestly, just one more that I want to add on to this video is to be patient with people. Don't just, okay, this person did this one time, now I'm just gonna let it all go. No. Use wisdom in everything. Use discernment. Be gracious with people. We all fall down sometimes, but we get up. If it becomes a habituous pattern, that is another story. But you got to learn to use wisdom. And if you don't have wisdom or discernment, then ask the Most High God for it, because he gives it to every man liberally. That's all for today. I'll see you in my next video. Shalom.